They had filed a claim with their insurance carrier and had been denied, and they wanted to know if there was any kind of leverage that we could apply associated with the failure of the sills. So the windows are just old and need to be replaced. So I let the customer know that. They were not all that happy to hear that, but always do the best that I can in order to effectively communicate to clients what their expectations should be and leave it at that.
So many nights wishing I could go home. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.
Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, April 23rd. Finally, I've gotten through a majority of that funky weather where pretty much every day it was raining or sleeting or severely thunderstorming. So, gonna try and get some good content together today. We've got 2 roof builds, a siding build, and got 4 inspections and a contract to sign. Last night we had one of those multifamily opportunities sign off on the contract for about a $257,000 interaction. So that just helped me get up and over the $1 million mark for the season so far. Separate of the season where I had that multifamily job that was $2.5 million that signed in February. This is the earliest I've ever hit $1 million in a respective season, so I'm pretty amped up. Yesterday was also really good. Signed 2 contracts and received about 3 new referrals in tandem with running like 6 or 7 inspections. So it's been a busy couple days, and I can tell you that this content should start firing back up pretty soon here, just because the weather's finally starting to break and we're actually getting some consistency in the temperatures. So right now we're grabbing some coffee. It's an early start at 6:20. Gonna grab some coffee, gonna go meet my guys out at this job site out in Darien and go look at the other job site that they wrapped up last night in Darien. And then from there, I'm running a retail estimate over in Aurora. And then after that, I've got to go check out a leaking roof in Naperville. So got some good stuff coming your way, guys, and I'll keep you updated throughout the day. What's going on, guys? We are out here in Darien, Illinois today. Got a roof install going. Guys are rolling pretty quickly. Here, the pitchforks running. It's a plywood deck, single layer tear off. You can see all the felt's getting removed right now. Bringing everything down to the plywood here so we can get everything reflashed properly. I've been doing this about 10 years now, and the previous roofer here installed the old turtle vents in order to basically serve as decking, which is absolutely crazy. Haven't seen that in ever. So you learn something new every day. Completely wild, but yeah, we're getting everything torn off down to the deck, and we'll see where we're at in the next hour or so. I imagine we'll have the materials on site and start shingling before 9 a.m. 6 feet of ice and water here. So right around here, we'll install ice, and then the remaining balance will be a synthetic felt. This is a full system warranty, so that means we'll be going back with everything that's the same manufacturer, which for this particular build, it's going to be certaintied. This ice and water, though, it's holding tight. I mean, it's almost like grace. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like barely coming up, so if we can't tear that off, it's fine. The manufacturer will still warranty the work, but it just makes for a pain in the tail. So our guys are humming. Looks like material's being dropped for this job over here. Different contractor. Down the street here, we just knocked out this roof. 1, 2, 3 doors down. You can see a bright black roof there. It's another Certainteed Landmark Pro. I think we have those gutters to be scheduled tomorrow. All leftover material scheduled to be picked up as well. So heading over to Aurora, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, just wrapping up over in this Darien build. That's the second build that we've done in 2 days. So we were on the same street, 4 doors down on the opposite side. That roof went smoothly. It was full tear off as well. So homeowner's happy over there. The one we're working with currently is happy as well. So everything's going smooth. Materials will be delivered anytime now, usually by 9. so another hour or so they've got. Separate to that, we're heading over to our first roof inspection of the day. It's a retail opportunity for a cedar shake roof out in Aurora, Illinois. Homeowner's asking to tear out the cedar and install a new asphalt shingle. So we've done probably a half dozen in this area over in Aurora for the last year or two. So we've got a good footprint there. And I have a long list of previous installs that we've done in the surrounding area. So we should earn this as long as our pricing comes in solid and homeowner understands the value proposition that we provide with the full system warranties that we lead with. So heading that way now, driving through Woodridge, lots of new construction being thrown up right now, lots of beautiful homes. I had lived in this area back in like 2019 and 2020. My wife and I had, my now wife, but my then girlfriend and I had lived in this area, and nothing was really being built up. And now driving through this area, it's been probably a good year since I've last driven through. There's a ton of new construction going up. Anyways, it's going to be about 85 degrees today, so already shedded one layer off and expecting to be sweating my tail off for the remainder of the day. 3 more inspections after this Aurora appointment, and then a contract to be signed later this afternoon for another retail opportunity over in Downers Grove. Homeowner's got a ton of issues with pests, squirrels living up in the ag space, so she had all that taken care of and mitigated, and now she knows she needs a new roof, so we're giving her a new roof, soffit and fascia, as well as gutters. She was weighing at one point doing the vinyl siding as well, but just chose to hold off for the time being. But anyways, that's another referral that we collected from a longtime referral partner, and we'll get that particular customer taken care of as soon as possible. So really solid week. Already signed 2-3 contracts, signing another 1, maybe 2 between yesterday and today. I've received 5 or 6 new leads between referrals and office supplied leads. So maintaining a very busy schedule and continuing with this excellent momentum. So I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully I can get some video while we're doing this walkthrough over in Aurora, and we'll go from there.
It's been a hell of a year. How did you see who I was and who I was gonna be? I could have been right, was probably wrong. So many nights wishing I could go home. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.
What's going on, guys? Just wrapped up with 2 retail opportunities. First opportunity went pretty well. There's going to be a cedar shake tear off, and the homeowner's looking to replace with new asphalt shingles. So we've done a ton of work in that area. I'll get that proposal emailed out tonight. And then separate to that, I went and checked out some leaking windows, and that was for a customer over in Naperville. They've got old wood frame windows. They'd filed a claim with their insurance carrier and had been denied, and they wanted to know if there was any kind of leverage that we could apply associated with the failure of the sills. So not a whole lot to go from on that one. I mean, old wood windows, they're leaking literally on an entire elevation, and the windows are just old and need to be replaced. So I let the customer know that. They were not all that happy to hear that. It's going to be, 10, 15 grand just to replace those windows on that particular elevation. But always do the best that I can in order to effectively communicate to clients what their expectations should be, and leave it at that. So we're heading to a storm inspection now for a hail-related loss from that March 10th storm now, and we'll see what we're finding over here. This will be the first that I've been on in this particular pocket, so I'm curious to see where we're at in terms of qualifiable damage. And even driving through this particular neighborhood now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of yard signs, which kind of tells me, hey, there probably isn't a whole lot of trackable data here, and that's fine. But I'll see if I can get some good video rolling while we're up on this roof and walking this property, and we'll see what we can do. All right, guys, we are up here on this roof over in Woodridge, Illinois. Beautiful day. You can hear the coil nail guns going on a house a couple doors down. But here's what we're looking at here. You can see this fracture through this ridge cap here. Same with this one. So look at these skylights here. Normally the cladding is pretty resilient, but even on the cladding, you can see some buckling in the flashing kit here, so this will necessitate a full replacement of the skylight here. Homeowner's got 4 more here, all of which will need to be replaced. This is a pretty robust leaf guard gutter guard system. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a big ding right there. So the gutter system will be fully replaced as well. So grateful to be busy. On to the next one. All right, guys, just wrapping up that inspection over in Woodridge. As you saw, that roof was absolutely blasted. All of the leaf guard gutter guard filters were completely demolished. Homeowner had substantial damage to all of the skylights, a lot of the aluminum window wraps, some of his cedar siding. So I advised to file a claim. We'll see what ends up shaking out there. Homeowner was pretty hesitant to file a claim as a result of their large deductible amount. So we'll see what ends up transpiring there, but I'm confident that we'll earn that project if he does opt to move forward, and we will go from there. Now we are gonna go grab some quick grub, and then we've got another 2 inspections and a contract signing. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, just wrapping up over here in Downers Grove. I wasn't able to get a whole lot of good video on that particular inspection because the average pitch on that roof was a 10-12, so I was using my steep gear in order to properly and safely navigate that roof line. But regardless, I'll upload some photos associated with that inspection. Basically, the roof is experiencing a ton of hail damage to the shingles, the gutter guards, all the soft metals up there. So homeowner was referred to us by a good friend of his, and he trusts us inherently. So I imagine we'll get that contract. And this thing here is gonna be, it'll be easily a $50,000 claim, which will bring us a little bit further along in our sales goal. This year, I don't know if I have explained very well, but my goal is 3 million in revenue, and then my stretch goal is actually 5 million in revenue. And I think that based on the current way that things are going and how they've progressed so far thus far into the season, I would be surprised if I do anything under 3 million in revenue, just because of the fact that I just hit 1 million as recently as yesterday. So my all-time best was 4.1 million in revenue. Another year I did a little over 2. I was like at 2.1, I think. And then other than that, I usually average anywhere from 1.5 to up to 2. So anyways, we're heading to our next appointment, which is a contract signing about 10 minutes away from where we were just at. And that's a retail opportunity with a customer. They're gonna do a new roof, soffit fascia, and gutters. So picking up that contract, then heading up north to the office, gonna hang out there for a little bit, and then I might have an inspection scheduled for later today over in Grays Lake for another potential retail opportunity. So I'll see if I can get some video for you there, but we'll continue to move forward and see where we're at. All right, guys, final appointment of the day here. Just a roof inspection. 10-year-old roof, IKO Cambridge shingle. There is one wind damaged shingle on this rear slope here, right in between this vent pipe and this turtle vent. So looks like this has been ongoing for a little while based on the rust in the nails. But if you look at the nail line, I mean, these guys were butchers, nothing new. So I'll let the customer know, and we'll go from there. We'll issue a repair estimate and see what we can do for them. All right, guys, just wrapping up our final inspection for the day. I was up in Grays Lake right now. Homeowner has about a 10-year-old roof. It's an IKO Cambridge shingle that was installed by a contractor. He does have some wind damage sustained to the property, which is of no surprise. Like I've mentioned before, those Cambridge shingles, they become pretty troublesome right at the 10-year mark and beyond with high winds in the Chicagoland market. So I issued him a repair estimate for roughly a couple $100. We'll see if he wants to do it. Sounds like he may get the previous contractor involved to see if he'll pony up on warranty work. So we're heading home now. Got to crank out a couple more estimates and then spend some time with the family. I'll try and get this uploaded tonight so that you guys can be viewing it in the next day or two, and we'll go from there.